So I remember the exact moment I fell in love with the Grissa Fugue. I was in my Beethoven quartets class with Susan McClary. It was like 4 years ago, and I remember we were listening in class, which is outrageous because it's such a confusing, jarring, intense piece, and to be listening to it with like tons of other people is overwhelming. I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, and then suddenly, towards the end, there's this moment that happens, and I just did a 180, and it was like, oh, I love this piece. And I loved it so much that I ended up writing my final paper on the piece because I wanted to figure out why I loved it so much. And in doing the paper, I learned to love everything else, and I like really enjoyed writing it and studying it. But the one thing I really still couldn't figure out was this part. And it took like 3 years, but I finally this summer read this book by Calvino called Six Memos for the Next Millennium. And he talks about Kundera's Unbearable Lightness of Being. They're both really great books. I recommend them. And he says, for Kundera, the weight of living consists chiefly in constriction, in the dense net of public and private constrictions that enfolds us more and more closely. His novel shows us how everything we choose and value in life for its lightness soon reveals its true and bearable weight. And, you know, I've been thinking about that sentence for a really long time, in the sense that, uh, you know, we have so many obligations every day that we have to do. Like every day I wake up and there's like a bunch of errands I need to do, things that I need to remember, and it's hard not to feel constricted by all of these things, even if they're part of something you love or you know you enjoy doing them. It's um, I don't know. It's still tough, and that's under the huge constriction of time and mortality that we all share as humans. So that is kind of the heart of why this passage is really moving to me. So I'm gonna play it now. I'll like make a face or something when it's the moment that I mean. Oh, sorry. That was it. I'm not sure if I made a face. Maybe I did, but it wasn't intentional if I did. But yeah, so that's the part, and it's weird. It's only like, you know, 3 seconds of music, but it's really consumed so much of my life the past few years. Not my life, but my thoughts at least. And it's just amazing because before this section, you've already had about 13 minutes of like, and then where we just started was, it's just, you know, so angular and accented and loud the whole time. And then for it to go, I mean, even when it's catchy, the da 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 dum ba da da dum, it's still within this really rhythmic motor. And then, you know, it's like, it's unbelievable because he does away with time. He just suspends everything. Suddenly everyone's frozen and stuck. And it's beautiful in the context of time that never happens to us. You know, we can enjoy our life as it keeps going, but we can never stop something. And what he does there is amazing. And the unbearable lightness that he achieves in that moment of the piece made me feel the what is it? The true unbearable weight of the shared equalizing fact that we are all gonna die as humans because we can't do that. Um, it's just it's so beautifully written, and it's amazing to play too because you know you've been like physically doing all of these angular body motions and very vertical to get these sounds, and then suddenly you have to stop your body, and it's weird because you have to do a physical constriction in a way to do that. But emotionally, it's so cathartic because applied to obligations, mortality, like you can do it. You can escape just for this 1 second while you're playing or listening to this piece. Um, so that's what it was that I loved about it. Um, okay, that's like all I'm gonna talk about when it comes to the Grosse Fuge today. I mean, like, yeah, no more videos.